everyone, this is Money Mom. Welcome to the channel. Today I want to chat with you guys about 7 ways that we can live below our means with inflation being so high. Let's get started and talk about it. And 2 of these are things that I don't think are spoken about enough, and one of them I barely hear them being spoken about. So I'm going to get started with number 1. First, the main thing, you got to figure out how much money do you have coming in and how much money do you have going out. A lot of times I've heard people say, gosh, I bring the money in and it just goes. They don't even know where their money is going, and they really don't even know how much they're making. Some people make the same exact amount each month. Some people's incomes differ, so you have to kind of figure that out. Number 2, you guys wanted me to do this. I did it for 1 month. I'm glad I did it, but I just use a cash envelope system, and I have a certain budget, and I can't go over it, so I'm not doing this currently, but tracking every single penny that you spend, your essential and non-essential spending, to see where you are spending your money. I think many people overspend in some area. I was overspending in grocery. That was my only area I felt I was overspending. And I also had some services I wasn't utilizing. I cut out those services, and I am now sticking to a strict grocery budget by using my calculator and bringing cash only. So track your spending to see where the holes are, and that's what I did, and that's why I cut my grocery budget down with taking cash in the calculator, and I cut out some services I wasn't using. So when you track your spending, you're going to see where you can improve on. Number 3, create your first budget, your third budget, whatever budget it is, and that means what are your fixed expenses, and also what are your variable expenses, such as grocery, or possibly entertainment, shopping, anything where it can kind of differ. Create a budget, and you're going to probably change that budget. You may have to add a little to it and say, you know what, this really isn't enough for grocery each month or gas each month. Or hey, you know what, I think I can actually do a little better than this, and maybe cut it down. But be flexible on your budget for number 3. Number 4, cut out any unnecessary expenses. Or what I mean by that is cut out anything that's not bringing you value. I'm not saying cut out every pleasure in life, because you know what? I do believe we should enjoy the fruits of our labor, but we can do it on a budget and still live abundantly. Number 5, and this is something that I don't see people do enough, and I have harped about it a lot on this channel. Ask yourself, is it an income problem, or do you think you may be overspending? You know, a lot of times it's prices going up on things. So for example, let's say that you were making $5,000 a month after taxes, and with everything, all of your bills and your groceries and essential and non-essential, you were spending your $4,000 a month. Well, now because of price increases on insurances and other things, gas and food, now you're spending $4,700 a month, and you're going, oh my gosh, all I have left over is $300. So what do you want to do? Do you want to look around, change services? Do you want to look for ways to cut things out of your budget? Do you want to increase your income? Sometimes I do think it's an income problem, because we can only cut so much. That's why this is so important to do this monthly. And what things have gone up? Hey, I noticed my insurances have gone up. Should I change insurances? Hey, I noticed my cell phone has gone up. Do I want to change to another service? Look around. You know, I'm spending $200 more a month on groceries. Is there a different way that I can shop? You know, things like that. So we can always improve on things we do. But I think many times people simply are not bringing in enough money for them to be able to live a comfortable life and have additional money for an emergency savings, which I think is really important, which brings me to number 5. Please treat your savings like a bill that you have to pay it. I think that is probably my number 1 best tip that I can give you. I think an emergency savings is so important, especially if you own a home and a car. I think it's very important, because you just never know, and that way you don't end up in debt for large expenses. Okay, number 6, audit your budget. That means, I think personally, every month, look over areas that you're doing well and areas that you need to improve. Look at what your income is. Are you happy? Do you feel abundant on what you have? And I know times can get really tough, especially when prices keep increasing, and if you're in a situation where maybe you can't make a whole lot of money. It can be kind of struggling, but there's always ways to save money, there's always ways to make money, and there's always ways to get creative. So I want to hear from you in the comments below. What are some ways, with prices going up on a lot of things, what are some ways we can get creative, stay positive, and live below our means? That's all I want to say for now. I love you, I appreciate you, and I sure hope to see you on tomorrow morning's video. Bye-bye now.